skin. Let's shake it up right now. Let's shake it up right now. Let's shake it up right now. Shake it up.
Welcome to Being Human, shaking up our wondrous being. I'm Ray Coates.
And I'm Tracy Wilson.
And you know what, Tracy? I think I'm Ray Coates.
One of those days.
Yeah, well, it's just, I think, several days strapped together as they normally are, which is wonderful. Off air, I just shared with you, I hope I'm going to get the title right of what we're sharing today, because I've been in a few different places, shall we say, but we're here together now. We're live, 2 Facebook pages currently, my personal page Ray Coates and Ray Coates Voice. We're also live in YouTube, and as you join, make a comment to let us know how you're feeling today, where you are, what does this Friday bring to you. Remember, for those watching in Facebook, we're there for 24 hours. So it's like a Facebook dipping toe in the water, and then we're off, and you'll find us in YouTube. Tracy, tell us a little bit about some of the things that we're going to share with individuals today, and that they can become involved in to help them shake up their wondrous being.
So today we're talking more around, I suppose it's around the energies of other people. How in everyday life, whether it's families or at work, certain individuals might come into your life, not necessarily doing anything wrong, they're just being them, but their energy can rub off on you. You can feel it if they're going through some sort of stress or emotion. But they're maybe not saying it out loud, but you can feel the heaviness of it. And depending on where you're at in life, kind of determines how much you take that on. Because if they're going through a lot and their behaviours and just how they're acting is coming off in a way that makes you feel slightly uncomfortable, it can be quite hard for you to move through their emotions.
Yeah. So
especially if they might not recognise, it might just be part of their personality and they've never worked on these emotions that make them that way. Yeah. But depending on where you're at, sometimes that can really affect you as a person.
So it's important, isn't it? Because there's a lot of energy around us. There's a lot of people, and we all, of course, exude energy all of the time because we're energetic beings. Yeah. So I think at that moment, I like this to be the community of connection. I'm not saying community as in a buzzword. We're creating a community, because actually sometimes I think that can be quite scary.
Yeah.
Personally, come and join our community. Yes. So I'm not saying that, but as individuals join, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, replay, because in YouTube the videos are going to be there permanently. How do you feel? How do you feel as you're listening, watching this, about navigating your way through life with your own energy, your own feelings, emotion, and that of others? How do you do that? Are there areas that you feel are challenges for all of us? And as these comments come in, whether that's now live, whether that's after this is recorded and shared, we will respond. And I know, Tracy, you're doing a lot of work to enable people, to self-empower people, to navigate their own feelings, and of course this shared energy of others. And one we talked about last time, I might be going off track a little bit now, which was, I know you know what's coming.
My most hated saying.
And mine. So rather than me talking, because that's interesting, what is it? What's your most hated saying?
I just say it how it is.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily that it's not true on some cases. When somebody says that and then they follow it up with a fact or something that is factual. But often when people that use that expression say it, and the energy they say it in, it usually is their strong opinion on something, their perspective, rather than how it really is. It's just completely how they see it,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
fine. We all have those things, but I think it's important to remember when our opinions and our feelings on things aren't always necessarily truth or fact. And it's important to remember that when we're trying to put that onto other people.
Definitely. A phrase, I try to avoid it. I do use it occasionally. I don't have an issue with the phrase per se, because I think it's a good thing that's promoted, which is my truth. My truth.
Yeah.
So I think that's good, but another feeling I have towards it, which I don't know what other people might think, that's why I'm sharing it, that for me, of course, everybody should and does share their truth. So when people talk about, I'm going to share my truth, now again, depending on how it's delivered, it can be a little bit, I'm going to tell it like it is. So my truth for me is inevitable, because really in a way it's a form of opinion from experience.
Yeah.
So I'm sharing my point of view, my perspective from experience, my truth.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel, without getting too deep, a better way of us being as a human family is finding things that are our truth. So the shared truth of all of us. And that includes in communication, in friendships, relationships, conflict at work, challenges, finding what is, you could call, the common ground. Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you got any ways that are kind of not quick cheats, but but easy to use ways? Because I'm sure you struggle with that at times as well, because you've been open and honest on previous episodes, that could enable us to not go into that kind of conflict mode. Where somebody is expressing their point of view, their opinion, maybe couching it a little bit like, I'm telling you straight type thing. How can we take that, but without that being conflict? I think you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, well, I think every case is different, obviously. I think you've got to assess what you've got in front of you in that time, and how that person's making you feel when they're saying it like it is.
Yeah.
If you feel like a conflict is coming up where you want to say, no, it's not how it is, and then basically what you're doing then is you're saying how you see it. So it's pretty much what they're doing, but you're trying to get them to see it from your point of view, which also might not necessarily be right. It's right for you, but you need to you need to work out why you need that person to see it from your point of view. And you need to be able to look at it and go, actually, obviously depending on what it is, sometimes people can be saying these things and they're completely wrong, and whatever they're saying is dangerous. And in that case, it might be important to say, no, that's really dangerous. It's not true. You've got to kind of assess it in the moment. But on a general level, if it is just two different of opinions on a certain subject or how you're reacting to something, that person's probably not going to see it from your point of view, and you're probably not going to see it from theirs. And it's about looking at that person and going, actually, I don't need them to see it from my point of view. Because usually if you're trying to project yours onto them and you need them to see it from your point of view, you're not fully trusting your own point of view, because you need them to validate it. So if you can just step back, look at them and say, them saying it how it is, their point of view, that's a window to inside of them. It's not necessarily truth. It doesn't mean it needs to be right for me. It's showing you their perspective and showing you what's inside of them, and stepping away from it rather than fighting against it, because you just end up with two people battling over opinions that are probably, in most cases, neither are true and neither are factual. It's just energetic exchange, isn't it? It's just how you feel.
In a very...
It's no resolve.
Yeah, in a very at times time-consuming way.
Yeah,
So, I was thinking when you were saying that of into social media, the keyboard warrior
yeah,
type scenario, and I think sometimes, of course, we can all play the game of provoking that.
yeah,
Whether that's online or whether that's in person. I've done it, and
yeah,
I've
yeah, yeah,
dropped to what some people again. I'm kind of I feel like I'm stereotyping certain people, and I'm not, honestly, because I don't like to kind of go too much. This is wrong, this is right, but a truth bomb. I dropped a truth bomb in, and I think often in certain situations, and I've done it, where I've done it to create a reaction.
yeah. I think
So
we all have if we're honest
yeah,
with ourselves. Yeah,
the other thing that's coming to me is this. This is really, really a deep level question for me, for somebody who felt I had the answers to all of life's questions. Thought I did.
yeah,
I don't now. But at one point in my life, because of a belief system I had back then, I thought I had the answers to everything. Okay? Is this pattern of being and behaviour has repeated for as long as I can remember. And I think reading things and looking at human behaviour, books and old interviews, this has been around for a long time, and this is happening every day, and perhaps several times a day. So whilst we've got these ways of managing things, why do you think it is that we haven't got to the point of either evolutionary becoming improved or through other means, that we're still the patterns are still repeating of the conflict within relationships, friendships,
because we're
work?
still not in a place where we're acknowledging emotions and
Mm,
feelings,
mm,
and masking.
mm,
So a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people are still in a place of the emotions are a bad thing. They don't feel emotions. They have to keep going. You just have to keep busy. You have to keep strong. But actually, those people, and that's me speaking about myself as well.
yeah,
Even
yeah,
though I'm understanding all of this, I catch myself going down these, and I think, oh, I'm slipping down that pattern again. Because it's the way we've always been, and it's hard to deal with emotions and think that, oh, I'm reacting this way because of something within it, that situation has triggered me. And to be triggered by something, there's got to be something already in there,
mm,
otherwise it would just go over your head. So
mm,
if you're not continually, most of us aren't in a place where we're working on why we feel a certain way so that we're able to move on from that. So we're just constantly piling up all these hidden things that are just little triggers waiting to be set off.
so that's an important point, isn't it? Because we're identifying that we're feeling something, but not spending enough time thinking of where the feeling's coming
Right.
from.
We
Why?
want to
What?
kind of blame that other person, don't we? Like, well,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
me, they've made me feel this way. But
yes,
one thing I've learned recently is nobody can make us feel any way
no,
at all.
no,
If they're bringing something out on us, not necessarily meaning, like we've said in previous weeks, that person's not doing anything wrong. They might very well be, but if they're making us feel a certain way, that's because of something in us. Otherwise, we just walk away from it and go, what an idiot, or whatever. So
yeah,
when we say the things, they made me feel this way, or we're constantly trying to prove that the other person's in the wrong for making us feel this way, we're not acknowledging the fact that there's something within us that's making us sensitive to their actions.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's deep, isn't it? Within, which is why I think at times, and I'm expressing myself definitely, I've avoided, and at times do still avoid, emotion. Definitely not as much as I used to. So, well done me for making progress.
Yeah.
But much progress still to be made. is the time, is the context. So the context of being emotional in 2025 is, and life's always been, there's lots of stuff going on for many, many years, but it is a time, particularly also with online. So there's things that are diversions, distractions, that make us feel like, we are connecting with something. And I know that's a little bit at odds with what we're actually doing, but that's why I feel for us, and I think with what I felt at the time that we started creating this, is the first two words, being human. For me, that's genuinely not a clever tagline. There could have been other way more creative ins to the title of what we're sharing. So for me, again, I want to return for a moment to other human beings who are watching, who are listening. We really, really want you. We want you, because I'll share my point of view and I'll share how I see, and you will, Tracy, and that will come from different levels of experience and qualification. I feel there's more in the pot when we bring that humanity together. So rather than it feeling we're all against each other, I don't think I've shared this in one of the previous episodes, and I think it's something to talk about. I really do. Which is, for me, one of the greatest enemies currently, and has been for a long time, is trust. And because there is mistrust, distrust, and we've all had that, we've all experienced that, we tend to keep that away from others, those emotions away from others. And sometimes, of course, that's good, but we are emotional creatures. We have so many emotions. So I feel the time that we have in life is limited. We're doing other things, and we're navigating these experiences with other people doing other things. And then we've got the added challenge of trust. Having been betrayed in the past, and others being betrayed. What do you feel about that as potentially a discussion point for today, and maybe an ongoing discussion point into next time? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good subject to go into a little bit more. Definitely.
So do you feel with trust, people say trust has to be earned. So there's another phrase. Yeah? How?
I think, the thing that's coming up in me is we need to learn to trust ourselves more than anything.
Yeah.
Trust needs to be earned. I don't know, I think I'm a little bit funny with that phrase as well, but I don't know if I can get into it right now. I'm still funny with that phrase as well, because I think that's another belief that's been put upon us for years. That's just one of those old sayings, isn't it?
Yep.
Then actually, maybe we need to be in a place where we are doing things so that we are trusted.
Yeah.
Rather than putting on to someone else. Which is probably still the same thing, but I think that term it's not always as black and white as that.
No. Trust is like loyalty. Trust is like love. Trust is like friendship. For it to work, it needs to be exchanged. It needs to be something that is transacted. Yeah. So trust can't be one way. Now, I had an illustration thought. I'm not going to name the supermarket unless we get, potentially sponsorship. But loads of supermarkets are available, and they're all the same in terms of they have the loyalty cards. The loyalty card, yeah? So basically you earn points.
Yeah.
Now I've got a few of them because I think, well, if I'm going to go and shop anyway, I might as well get some points out of it. I've started shopping in a particular supermarket, and this might give a bit away, but never mind. I'm not breaking any rules. You get a fiver. You get a fiver when you reach a certain amount of points.
Yeah.
Now, I'm spending a good amount, so I'm earning points. But it's taking flipping ages.
It's just all mind games, isn't it? I don't think you're ever actually earning it. Really, it's just
there we are.
How they're pricing things. Then it feels like we get a little reward at the end, but actually we've been rewarded by spending in the first place, which we could probably save more just by not trying to earn those points.
So I feel I'm not applying that exclusively to respect now, but I feel it's very similar.
Yeah.
If we're needing to earn respect, there feels in that phrase, generally, obviously I can't talk about context of places it's used, and there will be a right place for that, but as a throwaway phrase, how long do I have to earn respect? And I feel sometimes at times, because trust is attached to that respect, that because it's requiring more effort on the part of the other person that's being said, you'll need to earn my respect.
Yeah. And
go on.
Somebody that's been through a lot of negative experiences in life, trauma and everything, because like our subconscious mind, I know I'll always come back to the subconscious, but that part of our brain is there to keep us safe. Yeah. So the more damage that's been done in our life, the more trauma or negative experience, the less trusting we are going to be, and that's not down to that. Other people might be fully trustworthy from the get go, but you as an individual, because you're in that state of fight or flight and trying to protect yourself, and it's more heightened. That person, it's going to take anybody. You could meet Jesus, and you wouldn't trust them, or anybody else that's supposed to be trustworthy. Because you're coming from a place of you've already had a lot happen to you. You've got that heightened sense that's looking for things to be wrong in everybody. So that's already putting other people at a disadvantage. So that's again, you've got to bring yourself back to it. You've got to look at yourself as well. It's not about trusting everybody from the get-go, but why does it feel so uncomfortable to kind of let somebody in from the get-go and allow them to prove themselves until they do something wrong? You know what I mean? Or
totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. I think we're onto something here, I really, really do. And I feel I don't quite want to call it a special yet, because I think we'll be having some specials in the future as we all expand together and other people become more involved with what we're sharing, which I do really, really firmly believe will happen, because it is about being human. That's not a cliched throwaway line. That's factually correct. That is as we are. That is to some degree how it is, but that is as we are, because that's who we are. I did a live last night. I'm not sure whether I actually broke some rules, because I said something like, we have religion. We can't say we are religion. We are human. We are human. Human isn't what we have. Human is what we are. So that's for me, the thing that needs to be amplified more for all of us. Yeah. So maybe this is where I'm coming from with the perhaps first special. So here's a comment opportunity. Boom. It's just arrived. The thought just went, which is this. Comment on phrases that you hear in society, in our experience of being human, that we don't want people to go into kind of like a bun fight, but perhaps do great a little bit at times. And that are these conditioned societal norms that are promoted through family, educational institutes, through religion, through whatever the means are, pop them in the comments. And if you'd like to as well, if you want to challenge those phrases. And I think whether it's next time or another time, a little bit like we've done today, we're going to throw a few phrases around.
Yeah.
Because these are the ones that kind of just hook into the consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
One I've often shared in the past is self-doubt. That's a misnomer.
Yeah.
That's a misnomer.
Yeah.
It's not self-doubt. We weren't born with self-doubt.
No.
It's not self.
No, self-doubt is that again, that's your subconscious, your things that have built up so that you start kind of protecting yourself in some sort of way. So you will start doubting yourself because something else might happen if you follow through with that thing or follow through with saying something.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, that's trust. That's like what we were saying. It's like building that trust up within yourself. And being able to, something came to me there was, it's actually quite a dangerous expression saying trust is earned, because there can be some people that can come along and can pull the wool over your eyes, and they're very good at earning trust, but you cannot trust, you can't trust them.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that the person's got to earn trust. I think you've got to be able to trust your gut and trust energy and trust in your own, trust in your own mind. Because some people can earn trust like that, but they're probably the least trustworthy people. I know a couple of people that seem like people that don't actually know them that well think they're these amazing people, and I know that they're the least trustworthy people I've ever met.
Wow.
Online, they seem like the golden person.
Yeah.
So,
but also within that, there is, of course, when somebody goes into a friendship, relationship, working relationship, things change.
Yeah.
So it might be that the person wasn't necessarily, trying to do something. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
I know that's a bit of a flippant thing to say, particularly within, intimate relationships. Within.
We all change, don't we? We change our opinions, what we want in life, all changes, and sometimes that means you have to you start distancing yourself from certain people. That's completely different in itself. That you just got to sometimes allow that. But that comes back to when that makes you feel uncomfortable because you're losing people or people are leaving your life. That's you not trusting in your own kind of inner guidance of what's right for you. Those people might not be right for you and might have been holding you back, but because you're looking to trust in them and you're thinking that you need them in your life for you to be what you want to be, or for your life to be happy or whatever, that's you not trusting in yourself. You're putting that on other people.
Which is often the case, isn't it? I know from
we all do it. So we've all done it, and I'm saying this now, but there'll be times that I'll catch myself, I'm quite sure, in the future thinking, oh, I'm doing that. But I'm by no means like you are not saying, oh, we've got it all figured out and we don't do these things. We're just aware, and we catch yourself doing it now, which for a long time I didn't. It's only the past couple of years I've started realising these things and catching myself, whereas before I done all these things thinking it was the other people, and I needed, if other people started going their own way, then there was something wrong with me, when actually that wasn't the case. It's just we're all meant to move in different ways. It's like sliding doors, isn't it?
Absolutely. And again, that's what this is. Previous episode, Spotify version as well, for people to listen to the audio and again become involved. So I'm going to conclude, if it's okay, Tracy, with a trust game. A trust game.
Yeah.
Okay. Which again is to share the importance of the comment section. So I'm not going to say trust us. I'm not, because that's not for me to say. That's for others to make the decision as to whether they do. But it is a trust game of putting in the comments phrases, and do it across the life of this video, that you think these are ones that they're tending to erode. They're eroding a little bit within society. We've already said say it like it is. trust or respect is earned. And I'm sure if we spent longer, we could think of several others too. So want our audience to put those comments in. So there's some trust. You put them in. We'll read them. We'll respond to them. And somewhere in the future, we're going to have a special that's around this. I'm going to use the word, love this word, pernicious. Pernicious. They are perniciously infiltrating and have done for a long time into the human consciousness. How do you feel about the subject of trust for next time as a broader discussion?
Yeah, I think that's a really good subject to go into. Because everything in life comes down to trust, but not necessarily about trusting others.
That's exactly what
I think that's
thinking.
I think that's where we've all kind of went wrong in ways. It's about how to trust ourselves and how to know our inner knowing, that guidance. Yeah.
Next time, how to trust ourselves, inner knowing, and next time will be Sunday, the 7th of September, 3 p.m. We'll be live, 2 Facebook pages, Ray Coates and Ray Coates Voice, also live in YouTube. Remember this particular video, if you're diving into Facebook, it's only going to be here for 24 hours. If you go in and think, I can't watch the whole thing, fear ye not, fear ye not, it will be available in YouTube. Tracy, always an incredible pleasure to be with you and always so beneficial. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Sam. Thank you.
See you next time,
See you.